Coming at you with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, no lie. Underneath the Noonan, Georgia, heavily chemtrailed some simulated sky, you're about to receive the shock treatment. Day after day after day. What does it take? What does it take for anyone to wake up? Look at the skies, folks. Get your head away from the freaking cell phone. Stop watching the Helly-Weird movies. I know you know every stat about your favorite team, football team with the touchdown, and basketball. They're playing basketball. Golf, you name it, tennis. You're watching the freaking Globe Awards with all the Helly-Weird demonic actors on there, trying to dole out the vaccines and make it look fashionable and acceptable. Meanwhile, above your head, they're spraying the skies with aluminum, strontium, barium, desiccated blood cells. That's not a normal cloud system there, folks. That's not a normal, it looks a blanket, and a fake blanket at that. But what you're looking at is the third day of cloudiness. Put that in quotes, because they're not real clouds, they're chemicals. We finally had a little break in it. And then, right afterwards, they came back again. And it's constant rain. As you saw at the beginning of this shock treatment, you saw the forecast, and then you could get an additional forecast after that. Well, how could they just forecast for 20 days in a row? Well, they're handed a script. They're told what's going to happen because the weather's being engineered, folks. Those streaks in the skies, those are not contrails, contraire mon frere. How many times we're going to go over this? These are your skies today. I said every Friday I'm going to go, regardless if I show you X marks the spot or I show you the chem blanket. The third day in a row. The third day in a row, and it's not going to stop. Don't you understand? We've been over this many times over. Harvard came out and said they're going to do solar radiation management. Going to do it. Now, they've been doing it. Global dimming. That's right. You going to head to the beach this summer? Well, it just might be a little dimmer. And it might be overcast more often than not. And on the days when it's not overcast, zipling, zipling. They will be hammering the skies with toxins. This is killing the biosphere, folks. Check out Dane Wigington, lead researcher of geoengineeringwatch.org. Geoengineeringwatch.org, a one of its kind website, loaded to the gills, packed with information, proof, the jet spraying, the videos of it, inside look of inside these chemtrail planes, the tree die-off, the methane being built up in the ocean. The oceans are according to Dane Wigington, receiving enough heat equivalent to like 4,000 plus Hiroshima bombs a day. And it's storing it up, and pretty soon they're gonna be, it ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty, let's just say that, when they finally reach a boiling point. Picture putting cold water in a pot and turning on the heat. It's not going to boil over immediately, but when it does, look out, right? So the chemtrailing. And this is all the proof you need. Look. It's got patents on here. This is actual fact. Creating storms, global meltdown, coming collapse. It's coming, folks. All this weather whiplash, the snow-nados. Remember I went over this? Mirroring a plain truth? Snow-nado. And what was the other one? Cyclone? Just a bunch of crap is what it is. More crazy weather and more slapping more labels on to make it seem cute. Snow-nado. When you see these things over your head, it's not contrails. They call it geoengineering. That's the scientific terminology. The street lingo is chemtrails because they're not contrails. They're chemicals they're spilling on you. Like a roach. So, yeah, geoengineeringwatch.org. It's right there in front of your face. They're doing this right in front of your face. Right in front of it. And you still denying it? Not hard to look up, folks, but I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, but I'm not going to be spoon-feeding you every time. Look at this. Harvard Solar Radiation Geoengineering Research. Harvard. You trust Harvard, don't you? Of course you do. It's a prestigious school. So they're doing this, folks. They're spraying you. All in the name of protecting you from radiation. No. It's multifaceted, folks. There are many reasons why. One of them is to control the weather. I believe it was Lyndon B. Johnson said, "He who controls the weather will control the world." It's also to use as weather warfare. I mean, quiet weapons for quiet wars, like the cell towers, like Wi-Fi, like WiGig, like the LED lights, like the Internet of Things, like your cell phone, like your GMOs, like your vaccines. Silent weapons for quiet wars. It's right here, folks. So what's that? Well, I, much like many truthers in the community, have gone over this too. This is located in Elberton, Georgia, the golf granite capital of the world. I was going to say golf capital. Golf cart capital actually is Peachtree City, Georgia. This is the granite capital of the world, and back in the early 1990s, I believe it was 1991, someone put up, or probably a bunch of elitists, put up this, the opposite of the Ten Commandments, called the Georgia Guidestones. It's to guide humanity. One of the suggestions or the advice is, I would even say it's probably like a commandment, is in order for humanity to maintain harmony with nature, the population must be dwindled down to 500 million or less. Well, how on earth, how in the world are they going to do that? Well, they'll get you with the Frankenfoods, They'll get you with the Frankenfoods, the GMOs. They'll get you with the chemtrails that you'll think is still contrails as you breathe this in, and then you develop ailments, and you won't know why. But Big Pharma is there to tell you why. Big Pharma is there to tell you why. Tell you to lie. Just came across an article about a doctor that actually was diagnosing healthy patients as having the C word that rhymes with answer. Can you trust them? Do you honestly, can you go to Big Pharma and literally trust them, knowing full well that they are backed and trained by, can you trust the doctor? I call him Big Pharma, the doctor. They're backed by Big Pharma. They've been trained by Big Pharma. They have to obey Big Pharma. They have to reach a certain amount of patients, quota. Otherwise, they get, well, it doesn't bode well for them. Walk in as a person, walk out as a patient. It's time to wake up, people. It's time to wake up. The chemtrails, the cell towers, the 5G rollout, these thick-ass cables on these new fatty telephone poles going all over the place. The rollout, pushing for 5G. You're getting chemtrailed all the time, but they're going to call it solar radiation management. And they're going to you're actually helping them out by believing that they don't exist. And I know people that literally believe they don't exist, even though it's right in front of their faces. They're doing it right in front of your face. No, they would never do that. Of course they would. Especially knowing that they got you duped. You know, the IQ is down in this generation about 7 or 8 points, according to Dane Wigington of geoengineeringwatch.org. I think it's higher than that. I mean, they can't park. They're parking like it's happy hour over Kroger. Can't drive. You ever drive on the road? See how they drive? It's unbelievable. I mean, the kids are getting vaccinated. I was talking to a woman today at the gym. Her 14-year-old or 12-year-old has speech impediment. And she was telling me he had lesions on his brain. Well, I said, did he take vaccines? She says, oh yeah. I said, oh, well, there you go. Autism on the rise, kids with chemo caps, people, the diet, the longevity rates shortening, not long, it's going down. People dying sooner now. C word that rhymes with answer on the rise. The push for forced vaccinations. And don't kid yourself if they start dumping this crap from the chemtrails. Chucky Schumer said they'll get you 6 ways to Sunday. You still think those are regular clouds, those popcorn clouds? You still think that white disc up in the sky's the real deal? It's time to wake up, party sheeple. It's time to wake up. Click the links below. You'll see Matt Rogers. You'll see Dane Wigington. You'll see Dane Wigington and all the proof. Matt Rogers. Yes, people from all over the world, including myself a year ago, sent him several pictures that he showed on his few episodes, are waking up. Are you waking up? Are you awake yet? Hello? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake, people. Get awake. Get woke, as they say. until next time you received the shock treatment.